Lastly, as a conclusion, another example to start to care about world and planet and earth and other humans in outer space has to do with the television and light, another object with energy and light. Similarly, a movie theater, a projector, energy, light. Occasionally sound, more energy. Similar when I was growing up in the 90s, you stare at a TV all day, homesick from school. And I remember still my mom going, "Oh my gosh," just staring at me with a blank face. But as an adult, more noticeable, you stare at a TV all day, watching a TV. There's consequences for health and medicine. But a computer scientist, a light engineer, does a similar task. And they have no problems. At least none nobody talks about, discusses. They shop at Whole Foods probably. They have Grubhub delivery most likely. They drive their Tesla to a restaurant for $100 steak at Flint Creek Cattle Company in Greenwood, Seattle. And they repeat the next day with a different circumstances, different activities, different leisure. But so far, nowhere in neuroscience and psychology, and especially psychiatry, have I read or heard or seen or watched any sort of discussion about the consequences of staring at light all day and all night on a device. Stare at the sun all day and the light from outer space, and then eventually there's darkness. Stars in the sky and maybe the moon. But turn on a computer and a scientist engineers light until their business declares them done. Until they're done with their work. A huge amount of stimulation, tons of reward financially. But completely perplexing with what humans have learned with experiments and information collected from health and medicine about these kinds of decisions involving stimulation. You drink too much soda, you're going to get diabetes and probably get fat. unless you're drinking the Diet Coke, but then you have to worry about your teeth and you have to worry about some of the other parts of the beverage and the body. A person doesn't have to do much more work, put forth much more effort than to see for themselves health and medicine with light engineers, computer scientists. None of what I'm talking about makes sense. Normally, a light engineer or computer scientist would be genius and brilliant for what they do to end suffering. But so far, nobody's had the bravery to talk about the duality. And a huge problem with economics. You got a janitor, a custodian, a person at a grocery store selling food, and a person who engineers light, works with a computer who's a computer scientist. And in civilization, the person who works with light, who's a computer scientist, has the best health and medicine available. Not simply to treat their ailments and help them with their disease and disorder and whatever else they have as a problem, but the food they eat, the rest that they can choose and appreciate on a vacation, all because they have an object humans need nowadays. I still remember when my family got our first computer. I turned the button on, the light started. I typed on DOS, and I played Doom. I talked with my friends on AOL Messenger. I visited websites and unfortunately saw pornography. And that was about it. Until I went to college and was blessed and fortunate to have a Facebook account using my email address for school. That was about it. Later, I shopped on Amazon, ordered pizza and food and clothes and books. But nowadays, you can dress an avatar with your money. You can find a significant other. You can do all of what you could usually do in the world before computers were invented, but now with more speed. And often precision. Not having to leave. Similarly, where I'm at now in a seat. Some humans walk and engineer their light and use their light on their device. Some people walk staring at the light on their device. I guess the bigger question is, when do humans start to notice the air? And begin to care? It terrifies me to think about the possibility and the probability humans lack the intelligence to care, but enjoy the brilliance and genius of stimulation and reward they receive from engineering light and using light and watching light and hearing sound with the light and having a life using light.